Respected Chair of the Session, Ambassador A.F.M. Gausul Azam Sarkar, Chairman BISS, respected Director General of BISS, Major General Mohammad Abu Bakr Siddiq Khan, distinguished panelists, Professor Dr. Delwar Hossain, Department of International Relations, University of Dhaka, and member Bangladesh Public Service Commission, S.M. Mehdi Hassan, Country Representative IUC in Bangladesh and General Secretary Bangladesh Institute of Planners, BIP. Excellencies, distinguished guests, and my esteemed colleagues of BISS, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you all. On behalf of Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies, BISS, I, Noor Ahmed, Research Officer at this institute, welcome you all to the book launching ceremony of Development Human Security Nexus, a study on Padma Bridge resettlement areas. Distinguished guests, today's ceremony will start with the welcome address by the Director General of BISS. After that, the introduction of the book will be delivered by Dr. Razia Sultana, Senior Research Fellow, BISS. Mohammad Rafid Abrar Mia, Research Officer, BISS, will present the key findings of the book. Afterwards, Professor Dr. Delwar Hossain and S.M. Mehdi Ahsan will discuss the book. After their deliberations on the book, the floor will be open for comments and queries. Thereafter, the book launching ceremony will take place. After the ceremony, Honorable Chief Guest will deliver her valuable remarks. The concluding remarks will be delivered by the Chair of the Session, Ambassador A.F.M. Gausul Azam Sarkar, Chairman, BISS. Now, I would like to request the Chair of the Session to kindly commence the ceremony. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, Ms. Waseka Ayesha Khan, MP, Honorable State Minister for Ministry of Finance, Government of Bangladesh, Major General Mohammad Abu Bakr Siddiq Khan, Director General BIISS, learned speakers and discussants, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, we are before we start the program of this seminar, I'd like to just inform you that due to sudden illness, Honorable Foreign Minister, who was supposed to be our chief guest today, was not in a position to come here, and with that slight change, we are going ahead with the program. Assalamu alaikum, and you have already been informed of the order of the seminar today on the theme Development Human Security Nexus, a study on Padma Bridge resettlement areas. We are honored to have the chief guest now, Honorable Ms. Waseka Ayesha Khan, MP, and the authors of the book, Dr. Razia Sultana and Mohammad Rafid Abrar Mia, and distinguished discussants, Professor Dr. Delwar Hossain, Member Public Service Commission, and Mr. Sheikh Mohammad Mehdi Hassan, Country Director, IUC in Bangladesh, amidst us, who will be introducing and present findings and discussing on the book today. So now, without further ado, I'd like to go directly to the stages of the program and invite Major General Siddiq Khan, my colleague DG BIISS, to deliver his welcome speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Waseka Ayesha Khan, MP, Honorable State Minister of Finance, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, respected Chairman of BIISS, Ambassador A.F.M. Gausul Azam Sarkar, distinguished discussant of the book, Professor Dr. Delwar Hossain, Department of IR, University of Dhaka, learned guests, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and very good noon. Let me extend my warm greeting to all of you on behalf of Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies and welcome you all to the book launch ceremony of Development Human Security Nexus, a study on Padma Bridge resettlement areas. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our honorable chief guest for the gracious present at today's event. At the outset, I would like to pay my solemn reverence to the memory of our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and his family members, along with the 3 million martyrs who laid down their lives for the liberation of Bangladesh. I also express my utmost tribute to the memory of all the freedom fighters for their supreme contribution for our independence. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather here to celebrate the dedication and hard work of 10 authors whose dedicated literary work that we will discuss and explore a truly remarkable project, the Padma Multipurpose Bridge. The pages of Development Human Security Nexus, a study on Padma Bridge resettlement areas, shed light on one of the most significant infrastructures endeavors of Bangladesh. The Padma Bridge project stands as a symbol of innovation, perseverance, and collective effort. It represents not just the physical connection between the 2 points, but also the bridging of the communities, ideas, and aspirations. Distinguished participants, let me proudly introduce you all to the creative and brilliant minds behind this book. Dr. Rajia Sultana, Senior Research Fellow of BIISS, Research Officer Mohammad Rafid Abrar Mia, Nahian Reza Sabriyat, Mohammad Nahian Sajid Khan, and a team of researchers from Bangladesh Institute of Planners led by SM Mehdi Hassan. Their cumulative relentless efforts have brought this book into reality. As we convene to explore the depths of this project through the lens of this book, we embark on a journey of understanding, appreciation, and reflection on the effects of Padma Bridge. Distinguished guests, the book narrates the remarkable journey of economic emancipation, growth, and development. Through the pages of this book, we are invited to witness the challenges faced, the triumphs achieved, and the lessons learned throughout the journey of bringing the Padma Bridge into reality. It serves not only as a historical record, but also as a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The book examines the positive impacts of construction of a bridge and implementing a resettlement strategy on multiple facets of people's life, such as livelihoods, healthcare, communication, and education. The book also emphasizes the efforts made by the Padma Multipurpose Bridge authorities to enhance human security, encompassing economic, health, and environmental aspects. The book also emphasizes the connection between development and human security, specifically focusing on the evolution of the project into a durable mechanism that supports long-term social development through infrastructure and safety nets. It also explores comprehensive environmental strategies to mitigate adverse effects and emphasizes the significance of environmental management and biodiversity in Bangladesh. Learned audience, I extend my sincere gratitude to the authors of the book for their dedication to documenting this monumental literary work and for providing us with the opportunity to gain insight into the intricacies. I express my gratitude to all the learned audience for inspiring us with your kind presence and participation. Thank you. Joy Bangla.
Thank you, General Khan. I'd now request Senior Research Fellow of BIISS, Dr. Razia Sultana, to give an introduction of the book.
Thank you, sir. Respected special guest, respected DG sir and chairman sir, dear colleagues and learned audience present here, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for getting the opportunity to say a few words about the book, being the lead author. Today, I'm truly delighted that the book has seen the light of the day and it will be inaugurated soon in front of the intellectual gatherings. Let me share some of my thoughts that inspired us to write this book. The year 2023 is considered the year of the mega projects for Bangladesh. Among all the projects, that mean 8 to 10 projects that government has initiated it, perhaps Padma Bridge is one of the finest and most magnificent landmark development activities, and it has been a remarkable addition to the country's 50 years of development journey. Initially, we all know that fund management and associated national and international debacles pose crucial challenges for the government to continue the project. But after overcoming all the hurdles, the 1.15 kilometer bridge symbolizes the national growth and unwavering commitment of the government towards continuous progress of the country. This is the single project that we have made with our own funds, and we are proud of that. Keeping these spirits in mind, the book is an example of a success story of a development project, which is an important means of boosting the economy in 21 districts of the southern part of the country, which was previously neglected and less connected with Dhaka city. In this book, we have highlighted that mega projects can be a crucial vehicle for advancing Bangladesh's economy, especially if the management of the project is accomplished properly and maintains international standards. This bridge is not merely a physical structure, I would say, rather it is more than that for us. Especially if we look at current foreign policy trends, we find two key priority areas. One is development and another one is peace, security, and tranquility of the country. The key argument of the book that has been said that development and security are closely connected and go hand in hand, and without development, the security cannot be ensured. By and large, the book comprises 9 chapters, and throughout the book, we try to explore how the mega project has affected various development and human security issues in resettlement areas of 3 districts, namely Munshiganj, Shariatpur, and Madaripur. By deploying a mixed method approach, we try to identify how these concerns have been ensured at local and national levels. There is a widespread belief that development project not only generates the winners, but also the losers, because such kind of development projects improve many people's lives and livelihoods on the one hand. On the other, the initiatives create an apprehension of generating forced displacement. But Padma Bridge has disproved the idea of maintaining the international standard and norms and has set an example of resettling the displaced people in a good manner. So in all sincerity, our national aspirations and dreams are getting bigger. We hope to be sustainable and progressive country by 2030, and we aspire to be a developed country by 2041. There is a common belief that when we dream, it is simply a dream. But when a dream is seen twice, then it turns into a desire. Even when we dream, is seen like thrice or more than that, it is a passion or goal. Padma Bridge represent the realization of our collective aspirations and dreams for the future. To effectively fulfill our ambitions, we have to make some concerted and sustained efforts. To guide our national aspirations effectively in this book, we provided some policy suggestions for policymakers, development practitioners, and other like-minded professionals that Abrar is going to present after me. So I will encourage you to go through this book because I truly believe the Padma Bridge has brought monumental and groundbreaking success for Bangladesh, and it can serve as a valuable model for future similar projects in the country. With this note, I will not deliver and linger my speech long. I express my sincere thanks to each and everyone who has actively involved with this book. I feel like words are not enough from my side to those who have done their hard work and helped me and our team to make this book happen. Thank you so much from the core of my heart. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Razia, for introducing the book. I now request Mr. Rashid Abrar to give an overview of the findings of the book.
Respected Chief Guest, respected Director General and Chairman of BISS, and learned audience present. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. The previous speaker has successfully given the entire task of discussing the findings of a long 40,000 word book within just 10 minutes to me. So just bear with me. I will try to be very much shortened and precise in terms of discussing the major findings. So in continuation to the previous speaker, you have already came to know that from what philosophical background we have started this work, and I'm here to present some of the major findings. So we started this research back in 2021 with an understanding, as she already mentioned, that large-scale mega project interventions always causes losers as well. And the people who sacrifices their land used to get evicted, used to get forcefully displaced, and they remain underdeveloped, more or less, what the history already suggests to us. So as such, we intended to find out the level of sustainability increased in their livelihood, and we went from door to door to listen to them. And whatever is written in this book, and I am going to present, is the voice of the local inhabitants that we have collected from the very field. So to examine sustainability, we looked into three aspects: economic, social, and environmental. And I believe the environmental aspect will be discussed by Mr. Mehdi Ahsan. So I will skip that part. So let's start with the economic effect first. So the first and most pressing issue regarding the economic effect was the abolishment of Ghat-centric businesses. Before the construction of this mega project, the Padma Bridge, Mawa was, as we all know, one of the most busiest junction for both visitors and passengers. For many years, local peoples have been engaged in number of income generating activities which were temporary and informal in nature. You can see from the slide that these were the major form of their livelihoods they used to perform before the Padma Bridge was constructed. And because of the establishment of Padma Bridge, we know that the relevance of the Ghat and the ferries has been significantly decreased, and this entire ecological ecosystem got abolished. So as this construction started in 2017, 3,012 families had to sacrifice their residence and livelihood. Padma Bridge will enhance the connectivity of the country. It is estimated that it will contribute to the GDP by 1.2%, but at what cost? And that was the first question struck in our mind when we started this project in 2021. And what will happen to these families? So in terms of economic aspect, the first answer is training. To restore their livelihood, the government provided training to the resettled people. All the eligible 5,000 plus people belong to these 3,000 plus families. The government provided training, and you can see the types of the training given in the slide. So usually there is a notion that whenever government introduces some training, the types of the training or the areas of training are chosen arbitrarily. In this case, the difference is the government did not choose these types of the training arbitrarily. Rather, there was some thorough consultation was conducted among the resettled people, and they have put demand for 20 types of trainings. But because of the smaller number of participants in each, 14 were selected, and you can see that both male and female were equally participated. And in fact, the number of female training participants are rather more than the male. So the gender dimension has also been adequately addressed in this regard. Moreover, all the trainees have received 500 taka per day for participating in these trainings, because if we do not give incentives, they are not going to listen to us. The duration of each training varied from 30 to 120 days. So the amount they have received by participating in the training was not less. And after receiving the training, the government helped them to establish businesses, getting driving license. Of course, those who have received the automobile training, or government provided 2 lakh Bangladeshi taka loan through the Youth Development Authority. And if someone required more, government has made them contacted with some private banks, namely NRBC Bank is initially was contacted, but now the list is getting longer. So these banks were giving loan them for up to 1 million Bangladeshi taka to establish their businesses with a very lower interest rate. So now what are the outcome of the training? I mean, the government has given the training, but they should have some outcome, right? So now if we look at the outcome of this training, you can see from the slide that around the 42% people reported that their income has increased, and for more than 67% people, it is within the comfortable range. These numbers are, of course, quite satisfactory. The economic impact, one interesting thing you can see from the slide, that the economic impact, increase of economic impact in Shariatpur is higher than any other area. So it tells us a different story. So people of Shariatpur neither got resettled nor they have got any training, because they were not evicted. But the people of Shariatpur have enjoyed a spillover effect because of a better connectivity. There is an increase in number of people's movement in Shariatpur, and it increases the selling of products ranging from medicine to food to construction materials quite significantly. And from a macro point of view also, it has Padma Bridge has lessened the congestion of the road, which has also benefited the businesses of that area. But there is a challenge. Because of the better connectivity, people of Shariatpur are now intended to, importantly, the cloth and jewelry shopping from Dhaka other than Shariatpur. So the business community who all are conducting business in some consumption goods like jewelry, like clothing, shoes, so they are facing some sort of trouble. But I rather argue that it's the structural change, and the nature of business should adapt based on the changed context. So when we go for some sort of development, there will be some sort of change, and businesses should modify itself accordingly. So regarding the social dimension, the changes are even greater. The effects are rather higher than we have seen in the economic lens. In the resettlement sites, where displaced people are living now, offers a far better livelihood than they had earlier adjacent to the Ghat, Mawa or Jatira Ghat. Their accommodation, access to healthcare, access to education, living arrangement inside the resettlement sites all have improved quite significantly. So in this slide, you see the effect of education among the project affected persons. One thing you notice here, that the primary education has significantly increased, at least 85% on an average. But for the secondary and higher secondary, the rate remained unchanged for more than 90% people. The reason behind this is in the 8 resettlement sites, schools are established which are mostly primary in nature, but no secondary or higher secondary schools are introduced. So it is a place where the government can further work. So about the health sector, we have in fact a lot to say. So our study suggests that access to pathological services and medicines has increased by 90% among the resettled people since they had nearest healthcare provider around 20 to 25 kilometers away from the place they have lived earlier. I mean, whether we talk about Jajira or even Mawa. But now, because of the resettlement sites, they have a medical center with 1 MBBS doctor and 9 medical staffs at their doorstep. But as you can see from the slide, the magnitude of increase in number of ambulance and radiological services are lower because they do not have any ambulance in the medical centers and no such radiological services. However, whatever they now have is very much more than what they had earlier, because these people have shared with us that people died, pregnant mother delivered, or even died while taking to the nearest medical complexes, which were around 20 to 25 kilometers away. So these sort of emergencies, we found that the government of Bangladesh have addressed, I would argue, quite excellently in this regard. So, this book has a lot of findings. I mean, if I can talk hours about it, so I don't want to linger it further. So if we have primarily drawn some sort of recommendation that what the government can consider for implementing future mega projects, because you know that the developing and land scarce countries like Bangladesh, while implementing mega projects, we fall in a dilemma. So as I said already, higher secondary education facilities can be increased, and 1 ambulance and some radiological services and indoor patient facilities can also be increased. Local connectivity is a factor because the people who are living in Mawa and Jajira cannot cross the bridge quite easy. So some sort of arrangement can be done, and local transport laborers of Shariatpur are facing some difficulties. I'm not going to describe it further. River-centric tourism and ecotourism can be planned, and proper environmental management is also a subject to be considered. And we are not saying that it has been done in a bad way. It is done, whatever government has done in terms of environmental management was quite significant and good, but always there is a room for betterment. We want further betterment. So as I said, I can talk on and on from my experiences gathered. So I would like to conclude here, but before concluding, I just want to say one thing, that the example government of Bangladesh have set in terms of resettlement of the project affected person. I belong to the development studies department, and from the development purview, we also call them the development induced displacement. So that development induced displaced peoples or the project affected person, the way how you like to label, is one of its kind. And to my word, it is a textbook example for sustainable and inclusive resettlement plan. Any country, especially the land scarce and developing and densely populated countries like Bangladesh, can learn a lot from this experience, from this example, from this model, and this is worth replicating. I want you all to read this book, preach it to the students, let them learn that we do not always require Western models only. We now have our homegrown model to study, homegrown model to share, homegrown model to refer. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Rafid, for giving a very eloquent account of the findings that you have made, which is very heartening. And it is indeed going to work as a good example for other mega projects in terms of their impact and in terms of their resettlement and readjustment of the project displaced persons. Now we are going to the segment of discussion. And at the beginning of that, I'd request Professor Dr. Delwar Hussain to take the floor. And just an information, he also wrote the foreword of the book.
Thank you, Chair. The Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Wasika Aisha Khan MP, the Honorable State Minister of Finance, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, respected Session Chair, Ambassador AFM Gausul Azam Sarkar, Chairman BISS, Major General Mohammad Abu Bakr Siddiq Khan, Director General BISS, fellow speakers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. We have already listened to the findings of the book and we know about the content of the book. And first of all, I would also like to congratulate BISS to publish the book, which is very important. And I also thank BISS for making me part of this book, as I have written the foreword. And so I'm very happy and very delighted. And I also congratulate the authors of the book, who are very young people, scholars from BISS and also from Bangladesh Institute of Planners. The book is about the Padma Bridge, although it has very specific focus on resettlement of the people who were affected. But when we talk about Padma Bridge, it creates certain, emotion and to us, and this bridge is really important. We all know that it is a bridge of national pride, and this bridge is a miracle for us, because it is not only just a mega project, it's a mega project that was built, that was constructed by fund, by resources from Bangladesh, from its own sources, and the bridge has a history, and we know that at some point of time, World Bank, which was the major financer of the bridge, withdrew from financing. So what happened to the situation when World Bank withdrew? So Bangladesh took a challenge under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. So I would like to refer to the leadership of Bangladesh under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who actually took the challenge of constructing the bridge. And it has a history in the sense that, the 1970 election manifesto of Awami League, when Bangladesh, actually it was under Pakistan, it's East Pakistan. So even during that election manifesto referred to constructing bridges in Padma. And Padma, it's a very, it's a mighty river, and it's the river after Amazon, which is waves are very forceful. But Bangabandhu dreamt of constructing bridge even in 1970. And Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the daughter of Bangabandhu, who actually uttered about constructing the bridge when she was visiting Japan in 1997. And subsequently in 1999, Japan started a feasibility study of Padma Bridge. So it has a history. And then the history of actually withdrawal of World Bank is also very, very important. The reason why World Bank withdrew, that was also proved false. And so I want to refer to the remarks of Honorable Prime Minister, who was saying in the National Parliament in 2012, when World Bank withdrew from the project. She said, we have won the country through a 9-month battle. The people of Bangladesh do not know how to bow down to anyone. I'm optimistic, I'm confident. And she also mentioned, they want us to beg, they want us to continue as guinea pigs. We will go ahead with this project using our own resources. That was her determination, that was her courage, that was reflected through this bridge. And when she inaugurated the bridge in June 2022, she mentioned, the Padma Bridge has been completed. Bangladesh's economy has not collapsed. The country is moving forward at a breakneck pace. we have proved to the world we can do. And that is very important. So the breeze reflects the national capability. The breeze reflects what Bangladesh can do from different aspects. So it's not simply a mega project. It's not simply a breeze that actually has contributed enormously for economic development. It is a breeze to show the capacity, to show the prospect of new Bangladesh. And also, I mean, I would like to refer to, I mean, the breeze has implications for economic development. It has implications for our diplomacy. And it was a challenge to World Bank, by taking the, I mean, this huge task of constructing the bridge. But after the construction of the bridge and after its opening, it is interesting to know that how our friends from different parts of the world, our development friends reacted to the opening of the bridge. I refer to a statement by the US Embassy. According to US Embassy, the Padma bridge will create new and important linkages within Bangladesh, boosting commerce and improving the quality of life. It is also another example of Bangladesh's leadership in promoting regional connectivity in South Asia. If we refer to India, Indian High Commission mentioned the Padma bridge would not only help improve intra-Bangladesh connectivity, it will also provide much needed impetus to logistics, businesses connecting India and shared sub-region. An Australian High Commission I would say very rightly said, the Padma bridge is a major achievement for and by Bangladeshis, and all Bangladeshis should be proud of it. And also, I would like to share Norway's statement. The dream of millions has been fulfilled. Congratulations, Bangladesh. This incredible achievement will open a new chapter of growth, connectivity, and development of the country. So that's how we see Padma bridge is not a project or accomplishment of economic importance or importance related to connectivity. It has huge implications for our diplomacy, for our foreign policy. Now coming to the book itself, since I have written the foreword and I have read the book, and absolutely this is a very, very important book. And as we all know, I mean, in Bangladesh, we do not write much about infrastructure, about such kind of accomplishment from social perspective, from social science perspective. So I think the book is extremely important, and it has a unique theme. The theme you can see from the title, Development and Human Security Nexus, a study on resettlement. So this is a very, very unique, and so I really thank the authors to choose such kind of area for writing the book. And second point that I find about the book is the book has strong theoretical engagement to understand different phenomena like human security, development, mega project, and resettlement. These are very important variables which are dealt in this book from different theoretical perspectives. And this theoretical analysis has been very profound and very robust. Third, what I find very positive and a strong point about the book is it has followed a methodology, mixed method, and primarily depending on field work, field survey. And Abrar has mentioned, I mean, how they actually worked and went to the field and talked to the people through survey, through different interviews, and also, and talking to the people, common people. And so the methodology has clear objectives. It has research questions, and the field level surveys is really a strong point about the methodology. And fourth, what I find very important and what actually Abrar also emphasized, that the book is a rebuttal to the critics of such kind of mega projects. You know, it is not only in Bangladesh, in different parts of the world, and particularly developing world is facing this problem. You know, when the Western world constructed such kind of mega project, there were none to talk about environmental consequences, problems of displacement, problems of resettlement, all this, because they did it 50 years, 100 years back. So nobody was there to talk about human rights, to talk about environmental issues. But now, you know, in 2024 or in the present world, if you do anything, you have to think about its impact on the people, its impact on the environment. So I think this book has given a very befitting answer to the critics, because you know, the book has detailed out the people who were affected and how they were actually I mean, treated by the government to resettle, to rehabilitate them. So I think from that point of view, I think it's a really good contribution. And also finally, of course, it's a micro level study, the study on the people who are affected and by this project or by this bridge. But eventually it has been shown that, well, the micro level issues had been dealt properly. And then this such kind of mega project was constructed, and that is benefiting not only our country, it is benefiting the entire region from connectivity point of view and also from our investment and trade point of view. So I think the book is extremely important, and it is a research work that I think I mean, academics, policymakers, and students, they all can consult. And we need more such works, and not only just about these people who are affected, how this is actually contributing to our economy, because you know, when the bridge was opened, I mean, people I mean, predicted about the increase of our GDP by 1.23%. And also people talked about the change of fate of 21 districts of southwestern part of Bangladesh. And this is happening actually. And Bangladesh, I mean, this bridge has already I passed a milestone of collecting tolls of 1,000 crore in September 2023. So I think it's really a wonderful book, and I thank again BISS to take this project and engaging their scholars to write the book. And but finally, one point I would like to add, that the book could have added 1 or 2 chapters on the background of these bridges, because it was a challenge. It was not simply a mega project, because there was a dream, there is an idea to promote it, leadership was involved, courage was involved, vision was involved. So there can be 1 or 2 chapters to understand the background, to understand how actually this bridge was conceived and how it continued to I mean, continued, and finally the dream was fulfilled. So thank you everybody for listening to me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Delwar Hossain, for your very comprehensive discussion on the book and the stupendous work that it constitutes, and the great achievement that it means for the nation. I now request the second discussant of the book, Mr. Sheikh Mohammad Mehdi Hassan, Director IUCN Bangladesh, to deliver his remarks.
Honorable Chief Guest, Her Excellency Her Excellency Wasika Aisha Khan MP, State Minister from Ministry of Finance, respected Chairperson, Ambassador GM Gausul Azam Sarkar, Chairman of BISS, as well as the Director General of BISS, Major General Mohammad Abu Bakr Siddiq Khan, their fellow co-authors, as well as distinguished audience. Next week, I'm going to my village. I'm the direct beneficiary of this Padma bridge because I used to live in the southwestern part of Bangladesh. In 2009, I used to go to my village through Aricha Ghat. You know, in 2009, my father was died and I had to wait 5 hours this side of Aricha Ghat. And next week, when I will visit to my village, it will only take total 5 to 6 hours to reach my village. So individually, I am a beneficiary. Collectively, the nation is beneficiary of this bridge, and it's really a pride because it is now in our map. The question is like, we have the bridge now. So the other discussion highlighted that the 2 chapters could be added on the history and the background. I fully acknowledge, but we have the bridge now. So what is the next? As a nation, we also need to think about that. So I would like to introduce the Bangladesh Institute of Planners because we are proud to be part of this journey. Many of you might not know about Bangladesh Institute of Planners, as we are the professional institute of urban, regional, and rural planners in the country. At the moment, 7 public universities are producing the planners, and we have the National Professional Institute established almost 50 years before. And unfortunately, the country is not progressing from urban regional point of planning point of view, not the way we shall progress. So we had the hungry to engage with all different stakeholders, including this BIISS, which is also institutionally within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if I'm not wrong. So we wanted to reach out to all stakeholders with this mission and vision to highlight the importance of planned urbanization and planned development of the country. So in the chapter 4 and chapter 6, the Institute of Planners, we contributed. The focus is development impact as well as environmental consequences. So after construction of the Padma bridge, we all are beneficiary, as I already mentioned, but we use the satellite image as well as some geographical database to do the analysis. So you will find that all the district town, growth center, economic zone, ports, Mongla Port, Benapur Port, Paira Port, the distance as well as the travel time with Dhaka has been significantly reduced. It has a huge impact on economy. And it has impact the whole corridor of the Dhaka to Padma bridge towards the southwestern part. It's a huge economic corridor now, and the changes are happening very rapidly. So with these changes taking in place, we know that the land price from the both side of the river as well as both side of the road has been changing rapidly. And we did from the satellite image, and we had the analysis that around 50% land is still agricultural land, around 22% land is forest land because Sundarban is there, as well as the built-up area. And we cannot afford to reduce agricultural land in like as a whole in Bangladesh, but also in this part because it is very ecologically very important part of the country. We need to feed our this generation, next generation. We also need to present a kind of pleasant, sustainable environment for us, for our next generation. So what is happening at the moment? So the development is taking place very rapidly and very haphazardly. So we draw some specific recommendation that the whole region, the impact zone of the Padma bridge, whole region need a kind of a special planning system to be developed and introduced. Otherwise, like we cannot afford anything to construct anywhere. So this has to be systematically and this has to be in a planned manner, and we draw the conclusion that in every single union, every single upazila or the region need a special planning. And this special planning system has to be developed and implemented. Otherwise, the harmony of this whole region cannot be protected. The harmony of the whole region cannot be sustained. Because it is a gift from our political leadership to the nation. If we cannot use this gift like the Padma bridge systematically, if we cannot protect our impact zone, if we cannot protect the whole ecology of the coastal Bangladesh, we cannot win. As a nation, we cannot win. So we need to move and we need to move forward in that direction. And for that, definitely interministerial or a lot of stakeholders engagement is needed. So this is a book. So through this book, we thought that if we can contribute in this book, it's a knowledge product, and knowledge product has some kind of intellectual influence. And through this intellectual window and also the platform BIISS, we thought that if we can contribute, maybe it will create some kind of window and it will also create some kind of ally for advocating a planned urbanization of the country. That was the reason we contributed. And thankful to the team. It was a really great experience, pleasant experience. We are really proud for the contribution. Apart from that, the whole coastal belt is a hotspot of climate change. If we see all the plans of Bangladesh, National Adaptation Plan, and also other plans, including Delta Plan, it has a special characteristics, and also in government policy plans, it has some kind of a special and highlighted priorities. And for taking up that, more research needed, more publication needed, but more importantly, more actions are needed. And Bangladesh Institute of Planners is a kind of trusted partner of Government of Bangladesh, as well as including BIISS. So in the next journey, like if there is any initiative where we can contribute, we'll be very happy to partner with, as well as we'll be very happy to support different government mechanism as well as other stakeholders, how to start this comprehensive integrated planning system. So it shall not go silo approach, like only the Transport Ministry constructed the bridge. It has a lot of impact on agricultural land, a lot of impact on other different service providing agencies. So an integrated thinking and integrated planning system need to be taken in the place. We worked out that, like from Institute of Planners, since 1.5 years, we did a separate study and we prepared a special planning framework for the whole country. We handed over this framework to different distinguished ministers. We are going to submit this framework to Honorable Prime Minister in coming weeks. And we would like to expect that the dream has been shown by our leadership that smart and developed Bangladesh by 2041. We cannot afford unplanned urbanization. And for sustainable and planned urbanization, we are working and we are committed to support all our partners. With this note, I would like to conclude and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sheikh Mehdi Hassan. He also wrote part of the book, 2 chapters, if I'm not wrong, chapter 4 and 6, and is important part of this study and research. Now we have come to the segment of open discussion. I'd like to open the floor now. And I'd request those who would be intervening during this open discussion to be very precise, and please introduce yourself before you speak. I'll first give the floor to Dr. Maruf, Dr. Qazi Maruful Islam, and his external reviewer of the book. Please take the floor.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor, distinguished chair of this session, and all the respected guests, chief guest, and of course, the discussions over there. And at the very beginning, I must congratulate the authors, the team of people who have worked really, really hard for producing this wonderful piece of knowledge product to fore. Yes, I had the privilege to go through the book before it came into being. I mean, as a reviewer, I went through pages after pages, and and I really found that it took a lot of effort from the authors to produce this enormous piece of work. Well, I mean, since I mean, as an academic, I think I have some responsibility, and from that point of view, at the very beginning, I would like to make it very clear that this book is, as such, is not about appreciation of Padma Bridge. There is no, I mean, denial of the fact that Padma Bridge has been a wonderful landmark of our achievement. We are really proud of it. But this research, particularly this research, has focused on a very specific area, that's like the population who are affected by the Padma Bridge construction, that is resettlement areas. So this is a very specific focused scientific endeavor which has focused on the resettlement areas only. So when you talk about all big impacts of Padma Bridge, that's a different story. We need to conduct different studies for that. And perhaps it's too early to make a kind of a comment that these are the big impacts we are going to achieve. These are the impacts we are going to achieve out of this Padma Bridge. Perhaps that is true. Maybe that would be the case, and we hope that would be the case. But we need to wait to understand. We need to wait to estimate that impacts what we have expected at the beginning of the project. Well, so if I take it as a kind of a scientific project, then I would focus on two parts, particularly on the methodology part, which I see that the authors, the team of researchers, they really crafted a really feasible and practical way of doing this kind of research. So from methodological point of view, I find it's very valid and it's reliable. And the amount of data they collected through all the mixed methods like surveys and focus group discussion and key informers interview, they perfectly fit with this kind of project. This is number one. So from methodological point of view, I find it's a very sound work. And from theoretical point of view, I had the opportunity to go through all these theoretical debates that were brought into this book, and it's in fact, yes, there is a contribution. I mean, one of the things we need to consider while we are talking about research, like the impact, like effect of this Padma Bridge in the resettlement areas, that it may affect on individuals, I mean households, and it may affect the community, and it may affect the human nature relation, and it may affect on the nature itself, the nature, the physical nature itself. So since this book covered economic, social, and environmental aspects, and it really went through the coverage of the immediate effects of this huge construction, physical changes on the community level, and what I found that it really has been an important and significant work to identify, if not estimate the extent of the effect, because the study was also done, I think, a little too early, perhaps because the population were resettled there. And in order to understand the real impact on the population, we need to give them some time. Like, of course, it is not only the income or the training, but we need to really understand how that training contributed to the increase of the income, to the how that school has really contributed to the to decrease the dropout of the community. So that takes time. But at this stage, I mean, during the period when the book was, the research was conducted, it's okay to understand the process is in place. So we can really appreciate that, yes, it's a fantastic research work, and it has taken a really great intellectual endeavor to understand the process, which the transformation process, which can be caused by a great development initiative like Padma Bridge. So I appreciate the authors again, and of course, I again appreciate the base for conducting or undertaking this kind of research project. So with that, I again appreciate all of the audience for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Is there any other interest for taking the floor? Yes, I give the floor to Additional Foreign Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Nazrul Islam. And
Assalamu alaikum.
after that, Professor Shahadam.
Assalamu alaikum, Chairman, Vice and Chief Guest of today's event, Honorable State Minister for Finance, and distinguished panelists, and particularly the authors of the book. Thank you for bringing out this excellent book on particularly focusing on resettlement issues. And just I would like to request Dr. Razia Sultana, if mixed method you used, whether how many family or numbers and individuals you surveyed, that is in regard to the particular research you presented. And I look forward to seeing the book itself. And I am also very delighted to learn from Institute of Planners, Bangladesh, from Mr. Mehdi Hassan. They have released in August. I just watched your book of special planning framework for Bangladesh, and particularly in the south for 21 districts, because it is related to, as Dr. Maruf was saying, that it is too early to have that impact and other things. But certainly, because of this mega project, it has a huge national and international implications, and we are looking forward to reaping up the benefits. And since Honorable State Minister for Finance is here, so I would like to actually request for especially focusing on 21 districts where we can go for further development and what should be our next steps, so that we can reap up the maximum benefit out of this mega project. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Nazrul Islam. Professor Shahadam, you have the floor.
Thank you of the authors, and also a special thanks of the Prime Minister, because he launches the Padma Bridge. Because that time I was in the Qatar, Jazeera has been written, recovered the news in the Arabic sections. Padma Bridge قنطرة الاقتصاد الحدثية الجنوبية من بangladesh. Because Padma Bridge is actually the bridge of economic development of the southern part of the Bangladesh. So Padma Bridge it is sign and symbol development of economics in the south part of Bangladesh. After independence, 1971, the Ziaur development of the Bogura, Irshad development of North Bengal, and south part is neglected because that part is maybe the west. I did not I think that North Bengal development also okay, but South Bengal is rejected by the two prime ministers and presidents. Another thing, so now going to Bangladesh, like this development economics, like the Qatar. Qatar is neglected in the Arab country. Qatar, it has similarity with the Qatars because Qatar achieved the independence in 1971 and Bangladesh achieved the 1971. Actually, if you study the history of the Bengal, because after partition of the East Pakistan, because Pakistan just oppressed the Bengal, and also all industry in the Calcutta. So if you study history after 1947, all industry in Calcutta, but the British oppressed the Bengali people, but they enjoy here, and lot tribes has been taken the huge fund from the Bangladesh and development the India and the Britain by the Bangladesh. So within short time, if this government continue 2-3 times, our country will be like the Qatar. So Qatar is the so much powerful in the Arab art. قطر دولة يعني عالمية إلى قوة يعني قطر في يده قنبلة الاقتصاد الحالدية وأيضا يعني قوة الميديا. Qatar is a small country, but now Qatar is important because Al Jazeera within short term 10-20 years, because Qatar Al Jazeera will be maybe faster than the CNN and the BBC because they invest more than 500 billion in just in fund even in the Britain, US, and also another country. Within short time, Qatar will be visiting my country. We hope they will invest in my country by the help of the financial help of the Qatar. Bangladesh will be maybe is better than India and other countries. And within short time, if this government continue 3-4 times, maybe we are better than Singapore. Because Singapore is the just like all fishermen, Qatar also fishermen. But as per the history of the অষ্টাদশ প্রেমী রাজস্ব অষ্টাদশ রামস্ব চরিত ভাষা history, it history. Bongo because Bongo is the richest country. Like before 1950, after before Christ, because Bengal is a richest country. So now Bangladesh maybe now Bangladesh is going to be better than other countries, inshallah. I hope that Bangladesh will be better by the help of the Prime Minister. So I hope his long life and healthy and his spirit of work. Thank you very much.
Thank you indeed. We also share your hope, and we also hope in the same way for a really golden Bengal as dreamt of by father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Is there any other interest? Yes, and then with that, we will close the open discussion session. Please take the floor.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. This is Lieutenant Colonel Shahadat. I'm retired. I only have a suggestion. I was, in fact, amazed listening about the book. This book, is it intended only for future researchers or the people or the society people? If the intention is so that more and more people can know about it, then I will humbly make a suggestion that this book should immediately maybe also published in Bengali. If not the full book, at least the main gist of these books in Bengali, so that more and more people, the society people can know, and this should be distributed to different important libraries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very valuable suggestion. I think the authors and the authorities would, think about it. Really, very briefly, please.
Assalamu
You
alaikum.
wanted the floor?
Yes.
Okay. Briefly.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Afsana Parveen, Noakhali Science and Technology University's Assistant Professor. I'm delighted to be here, and first I would like to congratulate two authors for the nice publications. So I just have little observation from the presentation. I would like to know from the author that from the 6 slides, I have seen that there in the training more female participants than the male. So why it was that? And the male people from that community left the places, or they have the displacement or migration from that place to other places that discourage them to have this kind of training programs. And other thing I would like to tell that from the IUCN country head, I heard that he is doing, he has done that remote sense, it uses remote sensing applications for this, for the river bridge areas to understand it. So I would like to know that which satellite image, like satellite you have used, Landsat or others. Thank you so much for giving me the floor.
Thank you very much. If you have the answer, yes.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the floor again. Thank you so much for your good words and for your encouraging remarks that will really boost us to make more words on this particular type of projects. First of all, I would express my gratitude to our discussants as well as our external reviewer, Dr. Maruf, that they have contributed a lot and give us guidance about the book and book chapters. I'd like to start one remark from Dr. Delwar sir, who is our mentor. He said that we need to add the background section. Thank you, sir, for your suggestion. Just for the kind information for the audience that we are going to work with the Chinese authority, PBRLP. Hopefully, we are going to publish another report in June, July. So probably we'll address all these issues in that report. That's why we have arranged such kind of a big gathering. Is there any lapse? Probably we'll address in our next, publications. About one question came from Dr. Nazrul, sir, that how many, what are the sample size and what methods we have deployed. So for your kind information, we have actually deployed, we have conducted survey since we, use the mixed method approach. On the one hand, we, choose the survey method, and for survey method, we have chosen like more than 3,000 people, especially those who are vulnerable and those who have been displaced. And another, in terms of qualitative method, we used FGD. Each district we have conducted 2 FGDs between the female and the male separately. And also we have taken the expert interviews, those who are very much associated with such kind of development activities. We took interviews from different universities, academics, policymakers, as well as the local experts, especially from the chairman, UNO, and other, related experts on this particular topic. And another question came from the floor that, whether we would be Qatar again. The remarks that has given from one audience, I want to echo with him that obviously we have to be hopeful, because we have currently not only Padma Bridge, we have lot of development projects are underway by the government, and hopefully we'll do more, because we have visions 2030, and we are aspiring to be developed by 2041. I think government will take more mega projects like that, and accordingly we have to be prepared for our next project, and Padma Bridge can be a model for that. And another question, if I'm not wrong, the third one is whether is this book for general people or the development practitioners or the policymakers. Since this is an academic outcome, academic publications, obviously this will give a guidance for the development practitioners as well as the policymakers. If we, that's why I have requested, to go through this book so that especially those who are very much associated with such kind of activities, I will humbly request, to read out this book. In the last chapter, I would like to mention that we have some specific suggestion for the policymakers. For instance, having gone through the 3 districts, we found that there are some issues that need to be considered for the next development project. For instance, we have given a particular suggestion in the human resource development, because we found that in the primary, although in these 3 districts, the Munshiganj, Shariatpur, and Madaripur, the primary schools are there, the secondary and tertiary institutes are very rare. In terms of connectivity, we have Padma Bridge, but we found that the feeder roads are not up to the mark. So when we cross the Padma Bridge, due to the very narrow feeder roads, the local buses couldn't go very smoothly, and the rate of accidents might go higher. So in that case, we suggest that probably, side by side with the Padma Bridge, the feeder roads and other related roads needs to be improved. Similar goes with in terms of tourism and other chore tourism we have suggested, because in this sector, we are much lag behind. We cannot utilize the full potential of our southern part. But we suggested that, for instance, that Kuakata can be one important hub for tourism. For instance, during Eid time, that probably after 7 or 8 days, we will see that Cox's Bazar is full of people and it's overloaded. But if Kuakata and other areas can be developed, probably it can be another destination for tourism for the people. And also we have some suggestions that it is not the end, because we suggested that although we have addressed the national and local level concerns, and provided the local level suggestions, but we are aspiring that it will also create a regional connectivity hub as well, because Padma Bridge is also going to connect the Asian highway. So we have a plan to work on that particular issue as well in our next report. And with that hope, I would like to end here. And probably if Abrar wants to add anything, I will appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Just to add with ma'am, sir, about your question about the sample size, as I said, that there are 3,012 household, and for considering 95% confidence interval and 5% margin of error, we have surveyed around 250 households. And regarding the qualitative method, we have taken total 25 key informant interviews, including national and local individuals, and 9 focus group discussion, including around 10 to 12 participants in each. So that was mostly the methodological part about the question of increasing number of female participants. That we know that the Honorable Prime Minister has a goal to promote women empowerment, and keeping this goal in mind, Padma Bridge Authority has ran a good number of awareness program to engage females in the training participants, and we believe that this is the result of that the female number of female participant has been much higher compared to the male one. Thank you, sir.
Yes, okay, please.
Before I give to specific responses, I would like to recognize that 2 of my team members are here, Somaya Dola and Jahid. I would like to request them to stand up. So they work with me for this journey, and we prepared the chapter 4 and chapter 6. So regarding the satellite image, I would like to request Jahid, maybe in 1 minute, you can explain the methodology, how we prepared it.
Thank you so much. We have used Landsat 9 image, and the reason behind this is the large availability of this data, and also we use a longer time period of data in Landsat 9 image, and also it's free, and the spatial resolution is 30 meters. So this is also an advantage. So thank you.
Thank you for doing the research. You know that we also don't have much resources to use this high quality. We use the free image that is available, best possible ways. And I think this is acceptable for policy level analysis, not the micro level making decisions. But I would like to make a point that we did not focus only on the 3 districts. So we focus almost 21 districts. So in the chapter 4, focus is more on connectivity, and chapter 6 is more about sustainability issues and environmental issues. What I would like to underscore here, like Bangladesh Institute of Planners is your trusted partner. And we have a strong recommendation that we shall not only think about connectivity or roads. This is the time to think integrated way, holistically, and we need the integrated planning approach to regulate the land use. Otherwise, we cannot save our agricultural land. Otherwise, we cannot save our mangrove forest. Otherwise, we cannot do justice to our local ecosystem. So it is the high time that we take that initiative, and if someone from this room, including Minister of Foreign Affairs, has a great influence over policy-making system, you will find Bangladeshi Institute of Planners, because we are Bangladeshi, born in Bangladesh, trained in Bangladesh, working in Bangladesh. We do everything for our country, so you will find us beside you. I would like to clarify one thing. When we initiated this journey, I was representing Bangladesh Institute of Planners as General Secretary of 2,500 urban planners at the moment we have in the country. Yesterday, I joined IUCN as the country representative. So this head is also added. So with this head, I would also like to offer something. Because IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, we are working for nature conservation, biodiversity. We also have done marine spatial planning in Oceania in several countries. I know the green economy and then marine spatial planning is one of the priority for the government. So for integrated coastal area planning, marine spatial planning, you can also consider IUCN your trusted partner, and I'm very happy to discuss with you separately. Over.
Thank you indeed, and thank you for your offer of your planning plan. Thank you indeed. The country will benefit. Now we have come to the main part of the program today, that is unveiling of the book. So I would request all of the authors to come here and join us, and we do the book launching.
Nahian Sajid. Nahian Sajid, please come and join with us.
So we are at the concluding part of the book launching program today. Now I take the privilege of requesting Honorable State Minister for Finance, the chief guest today, to kindly take the floor and give us his address, her address. Thank you.
Ambassador A.F. Gausul Azam Sarkar, Chairman BISS, Major General Muhammad Abu Bakr Siddiq Khan, Director General BISS, Professor Dr. Dilwar Hussain, distinguished authors, discussants, panelists, editors of the book, external reviewer, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon to you all. I'm honored and delighted to be here speaking in front of you today for the book launching program of Development Human Security in Nexus, a study on Padma Bridge resettlement areas. I would like to recall the greatest Bengali of all time, Bangabandhu, the father of the nation, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. After independence, many of us are aware, as I see in the audience, a valiant freedom fighter, Major Arifin, a person that I look up to, and our colleagues from the Foreign Ministry and various other ministries. Bangabandhu focused on reconstruction of the ravaged, war-torn country and rehabilitation of millions of displaced people. His dream of building Sonar Bangla, where people could live with freedom, dignity, and prosperity. Following Bangabandhu's footsteps, his illustrious daughter, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has been implementing fast-track projects such as the Padma Multipurpose Bridge, the Metro Rail, the Elevated Expressway, the Bangabandhu Tunnel, the Rupur Nuclear Power Plant, the Matarbari Deep Sea Port, Paira Port, etc. You are aware of all the major economic indicators. I will not refer to all of them, but because I think we have heard a lot of discussions, so I will keep my speech short. After the successful implementation of Digital Bangladesh, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has declared another visionary initiative. In our last election manifesto, it has been declared that we will be a smart Bangladesh by 2041. And the election manifesto clearly states 11 priority areas, which include development, of course, and also includes various other factors. During the PMB opening ceremony, HPM remarked in 2022, quote, "This bridge is not just bricks, cement, iron, and concrete. This bridge is our pride, a symbol of our capacity, our strength, our dignity. This bridge belongs to the people of Bangladesh," unquote. In the National Parliament session of June 2022, the Honorable Prime Minister also stated, quote, "The 42 pillars of the Padma Bridge are the reflection of a courageous Bangladesh," unquote. There were various conspiracies against building of the Padma Bridge. I will not detail all of that. But when Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina presented a painting of the Padma Multipurpose Bridge to the World Bank President at the 50 years partnership celebration between Bangladesh and the World Bank, I'm sure myself, many of you felt a lot of pride. There is a huge economic impact of the Padma Multipurpose Bridge, which has been discussed already by the authors. And when I was crossing the bridge for the first time, me being from Chattogram, I could hardly fathom the sentiments of the people from the 21 districts which have been connected with this part of Bangladesh through the Padma Bridge. even then, I had tears in my eyes because of what it means for Bangladesh and the people of Bangladesh. I congratulate BISS for publishing the research which explores the complex dynamics between development initiatives and human security, offering valuable insights into how the human security aspects have been improved by the implementation of the Padma Bridge. The environmental management plan was implemented to minimize or avoid adverse environmental impacts. It is providing thousands of people. I mean, the BMB project is providing thousands of people with better livelihoods and greater access to essential services. This is the source from page 155 of the book of the research. Under the resettlement action plans, the Padma Multipurpose Bridge Project Authority has developed 8 resettlement sites. Every resettlement site has been developed with infrastructural civic amenities such as school, mosque, masjid, market, overhead tank for water supply, electricity supply, and roads. And this has contributed toward changing lives of the resettled population. And we have seen about the training and the skill development program that has also been provided. The book, in page 166, we hear from Rahima of Madaripur, resettlement site, quote, "Padma Bridge is our bridge. It is our country's pride. We are happy that we not only got money to rebuild our houses, but also got the legal documents. We can also live together with our extended families," unquote. So this proves how their lives have been changed. And I don't think there are very many mega projects in the world which has actually changed so many lives. And the project itself has planned for so many useful steps for the resettled population. I am reading from the executive summary of the book, which says that the linkage between development and human security were evident through 3 sets of nexuses in the case of the PMB project. First, PMB managed to transform a short-term development-driven agenda into a long-term sustainable mechanism ensuring economic security. Second, it combined social development through social infrastructure and social cohesion by increasing the safety nets and accessibility beyond basic needs, which in turn promoted the ideas of freedom from want and freedom from fear. Finally, the PMB project also considered holistic environmental approaches through sustainable management of resources and minimizing negative impacts in the long run. How wonderful. Development should be inclusive, sustainable, and prioritize the well-being and dignity of all individuals. The Padma Bridge Multi-Purpose Bridge Project is the best example of it. Under the transformative leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina. I thank the researchers and BISS for their efforts in conducting the extensive study, and bringing attention to an issue of utmost significance. The dedicated research and advocacy is commendable. And I have no doubt that their work will spark meaningful dialogue and inspire positive changes for our next, all of our mega projects, not just in Bangladesh, in around the world. As we are celebrating the launch of this important publication, let us not forget the real world implications of the issues it addresses. I wish the researchers well. I hope BISS will continue their research on other development projects and continue to do their good work. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the researchers and everyone else who has been connected with the publication of this book. Thank you all. Thank you for listening to me. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, Joy Sheikh Hasina. May Bangladesh live forever.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Honorable State Minister for Ministry of Finance, for your voice of wisdom and also your encouraging words. It's encouraging not only for the authors who have painstakingly done this stupendous work, but also for the institution and for all of us. Before I go for my concluding remarks, I'd like to, it is only just for me to recognize 4 other persons who were in the editorial board of the study. I'd request them to stand up and receive our applause. I'm mentioning the names: Dr. Jasim, Director BISS, and Ashikur Rahman, Senior Research Fellow, BISS, Aisha Binte Tawhid, Research Fellow, BISS, and Muhammad Mazed, Research Fellow, BISS. Thank you indeed. Thank you. Distinguished audience, the Padma multipurpose bridge constructed by the government of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is a groundbreaking infrastructure initiative. The bridge is more than a physical infrastructure for us. It is rather symbolic of national strength, confidence, pride, and unwavering commitment of the government towards continuous progress and a sustainable future of the nation. It's a great step forward in realizing Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's dream of a golden Bengal. Furthermore, the bridge plays a pivotal role in bolstering the country's strategic position and importance in regional connectivity and economic integration and development. Colossal initiative successfully done not only showcases Bangladesh's economic prowess, but also serves as an attraction for international investors and partners in search of stable and win-win mega project investment opportunities. Distinguished guests, large-scale infrastructural projects undeniably play a crucial role in fostering growth and development in a developing country like Bangladesh. But what remained to be seen was the question to study and evaluate how displacement of a considerable number of local inhabitants necessitated for establishing this huge infrastructure ultimately went in terms of resettlement, and economic, social, and environmental reintegration. The book studied that and studied those multifaceted impacts on the lives and livelihood of displaced people to ensure inclusive and sustainable development. The study, as recorded in the book, has been done with professional rigor. It did what was in the scope of it and also in the method that was appropriate. Based on field level data, the study also examined how the issues of human security have been reflected or integrated into the management process of the project affected persons within the bridge context, ensuring adherence to international norms and standards. Esteemed audience, findings of the study with data and evidence affirm that the bridge project has effectively integrated elements of sustainable livelihood with human security. It was further revealed in the study that despite encountering initial formidable challenges which the policymakers had to face, progressively several issues have been addressed successfully, particularly concerning the resettlement of PFPs, as I have mentioned. It was also found that the bridge project has successfully tackled all risk factors affecting the displaced persons, ultimately enhancing their human security compared to their circumstances surrounding pre-PMB construction and after the construction. It's a matter of satisfaction that the findings are positive. And as Honorable State Minister was informally sharing with us, this is the beginning of the positive and beneficial impact that we are noticing it is going to grow. We commend and congratulate the researching authors, particularly for that. I suggest dissemination of the book among the planning community, diplomatic circles, and relevant international organizations, development partners, and institutions. With this, I'd like to call it a day. I thank everyone present here for your kind presence and participation, for making this event a success and encouraging us. Our thanks and gratitude particularly go to the Honorable Chief Guest, Her Excellency, the Honorable State Minister for Ministry of Finance, for gracing this event and giving us valuable guidance. And our thanks also go to the authors and the discussants who have given a clear picture of the mega project and the achievement that we have completed. I thank you, Excellencies. I thank colleagues from the government and the BIISS and fellow researchers from the academia and all friends present here, including the media friends. Thank you all. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, may Bangladesh live forever. I conclude the book launching program here. Thank you.